want you to share your music and your passion, American dream of your own.
How everybody, what about sharing today our perspectives on the idea that there would have been no Elvis Presley without Colonel Tom Parker? Let's check the facts with their timeline. Elvis was 21 when Tom Parker became Elvis' third personal manager in March 1956, after Scotty Moore and Bob Neal. At 2 years old, Elvis's mother noticed his interest in music at church. At 10, his teacher was so impressed by his singing talent that she entered him in a children's singing competition. At 18, Elvis became popular thanks to his performance at the Humes High School talent show. Before his graduation on June 3, 1953. About a year later, he signed a contract with Sun Records, where Marion Keisker and a friend had recognized his potential as a ballad singer when he recorded his first record at his own expense. Marion made sure that Sam Phillips kept the young man in mind. It was when Elvis performed his version of "That's All Right Mama," followed by Scotty Moore and Bill Black, that they created the sound Sam Phillips was looking for. Shortly after, Elvis signed a one-year contract with the Louisiana Hayride, the second most popular hillbilly music program, broadcasted every third Saturday of the month on CBS. The same month, Elvis ranked 8th on Billboard's disc jockey chart, which recognized rising stars in country music. Elvis has now his first drummer, DJ Fontana. In January 1955, Elvis launched his company, Elvis Presley Enterprises. He already had a fan club and was already being imitated. Despite the letter of refusal from Tom Diskin, Parker's right-hand man, addressed to Scotty Moore, indicating that Diskin had nothing that would allow Elvis to perform in Chicago, Elvis and his musicians continued their rise to success. 24 concert dates for the single month of January, 55. In February 1955, Elvis shared several concert dates with Hank Snow, the long-established country star, who had recently agreed to a 50% joint venture with his manager Tom Parker. Even if Snow was the headline act, Elvis was announced as the star of the Louisiana Hayride. Even if Hank Snow knew many embarrassing times because Parker never let anybody ignore what a great manager he was, he agreed to help Parker become closer to Elvis and his parents. Elvis appreciated to be advised by a famous singer, and he was also close to his son, who was a singer 1 year younger than Elvis. So finally on August 15, 1955, a first contract is signed between a first part, Elvis Guardians as Elvis's minor and his manager Bob Neal, and a second part, Colonel Thomas Parker and/or Hank Snow attraction. Parker becomes a special advisor for Elvis and his manager Bob Neal. Tay signature of Parker is Colonel Parker for Hank Snow attraction. In early autumn 1955, Sam Phillips called Parker to quell rumors about the sale of Elvis's contract. Since Parker denied it, they instead negotiated a potential sale price. Sam Phillips knew that Frankie Lane's contract had been sold for $25,000. He therefore asked for $35,000 for Elvis, hoping to keep Elvis while putting an end to the rumors about his contract. On November 12, 1955, Elvis is back from Nashville with a rare triple victory: Most Outstanding New Artist of 1955 for Billboard, Up-and-Coming Star of the Year for Cashbox Magazine, New Star of the Year for the Country Western Jamboree Magazine. Elvis is also one of the country artists that Hill and Range, the famous music publishing company, has set several new deals with for exclusive folio right to their recent hits. So not very surprisingly, a few days later, the press announced Elvis' highest ever paid RCA contract for a country recording artist negotiated by Tom Parker, Bob Neal and Coleman Tilley from RCA. And also involved Hank Snow, who was RCA longest-term Western star, RCA Steve Scholes, local RCA distributor Jim Crudgington, regional RCA sales manager Sam Escrow, Ben Starr for Hill and Range. On the day RCA signed Elvis, Parker had prepared two versions of a new contract for Elvis to sign. Hank Snow arrived late in Memphis that day, so Parker had the latitude to get to sign the version that excluded Snow, the RCA star who had been the first to encourage Scholes to sign Elvis and who had been the one who enabled Parker to gain the Presleys' trust. Let's compare the two first contracts made by Parker in August 1955 and in November, the day RCA signed Elvis. In August, Parker was only a special advisor for 100 concerts during a year. Hay made the deal in the name of Hank Snow joint venture with Elvis and his manager. In November, Parker took the full credit of the RCA deal to become the sole and exclusive Elvis advisor and personal representative. Bob Neal, still Elvis' personal manager, approved. That new contract was limited to the term of RCA recording agreement, and let to Parker the freedom to keep other interests and to represent other artists. Hank Snow, like the press, ignored that Parker was the bad apple in their short-lived joint venture. In December 1955, Tommy Dorsey expressed his excitement about Elvis, his new discovery, who was going to appear on his CBS television show after he heard him on the radio while searching for a country singer. Elvis's appearance on CBS radio was due to his contract with the Louisiana Hayride. On January 28, 1956, Elvis appeared for the first time on national television. February 1956, Hal Wallace asked to audition Elvis for a film after noticing him on television. On March 26, 1956, Elvis began the first of 3 days of screen tests for Hal Wallace. That same day, Parker had him sign an amendment to his November contract adding the title of manager. Parker thus became the manager of a demonstrably moneymaker after getting rid of everyone else interested in managing Elvis's career. If Parker ever created and sold an overrated product, it was himself.
Perhaps anybody else could have done it, but I was happy to be the one.
He was born in Tupelo, had a voice but didn't know what a wonder tornado he would make in that studio. Go, my boy, go over there. These people want you to share your music and your passion, American dream of your own. $4 in your pocket and Marion ready to check. The talent so soon to get black and white sounds united.